And here we are with Kevin McMahon and Jesse Day
Yep.
playing the third match of their semifinal. Kevin is facing elimination with Jesse just having taken a 2-0 lead
Hmm.
with what was a very interesting end game.
Yeah.
We were discussing in the booth the various permutations of what could have happened, but
Yeah.
it's Kevin made a valiant try in the end game
Hmm.
and just pulled the wrong tiles
Yep.
out of the bag.
Yep.
So
Hmm. Yeah. And in the other series, Nigel is 2-0 up on Brett. They have already started their game, so we'll update you on their progress. We're hoping that we can bring you a fourth game after this.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it's always fun to watch this
Hmm.
stuff and commentate on it, and hopefully we just want to see more Scrabble.
Yeah.
So Jesse's going first for this one, and
Hmm. Well,
he has a
okay.
that's playable. It is
Yeah.
definitely playable.
Hmm.
Um, this is one of
Yeah.
those where you ask
Hmm.
yourself, do you play a 4 plus an S and double up a high point tile,
Hmm.
or do you just
Or
or do you keep the S?
yeah, because I see
Um,
Jesse's lined up Kava. There's Caw. There's Vaw.
yeah. So
Yeah.
putting the K on the colored square
Hmm.
is probably worth burning the S. So probably Kava's
Hmm.
seems pretty standard. But VAW
Hmm.
is also strong, and
Yeah.
by static equity, they're about a point apart. Um, so
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
looking at a sim. It looks like VAW is a bit better on the sim, but
And Chris, this is also something that, I've heard you talk about short openings versus long openings and how you want the board to look and what you want to do. And Jesse's opted for Vaw.
yeah, one argument for VAW, if you do
Hmm.
play Kavas, you're making a more open board, but
Hmm.
you're holding a W, which is going to be is
Hmm.
not a good bingo leave. Like you're
Right.
creating a bingo board, and you have a tile that's a very bad
Yeah.
bingo tile. So that anti
Yeah,
synergy
yeah. You
is
might you
something to
might get
avoid.
some score with the W under it, but you might also be stuck with the W and some other awfulness.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Your best case after something like Kavas is that you can cross the W on the G7 squares or
Hmm.
G9,
Hmm.
and but and then the board is kind of weird, and
Right.
you've sort of
Right.
lost the advantage of having drawn the mouse to start. Kevin has one of those racks that
Yeah.
looks for all the world like it
Exactly.
should do something great. Jesse's on 18 points with
Yep.
his opening play of
Hmm.
um, and yeah, so this looks like
Hmm.
you'd have co-regent with an E and
Or concrete
concrete,
or
and
gerontic, but
yeah, there's all kinds of
long vowel.
stuff that
Uh
could
huh.
be, but unfortunately, there's really nothing. And
Uh
Vaugh
huh.
doesn't leave Kevin much scoring opportunity, which is the advantage of playing
And
short to open. Uh, and Gone is it's yeah,
it's okay.
Quackles likes Nog or Gone pretty much equally, but that's about what you can expect
Yep.
from that position. And the um, the advantage of a play like Vaw, the opponent's going to respond
Yeah.
something like Gone,
Yeah.
and Jesse's holding an S, and now he has two S's. But a play like Gone is actually going to fork the board and create,
Hmm.
a row 10
Yep.
S hook, and in this case now you have the, Gone.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have hooks and
Yeah.
K column. So
Yep.
uh, it's
Yeah.
the board is shaping. It's kind of not
Yeah.
great for scoring, but there are lanes to
Hmm.
play bonuses, and Jesse, by opening short with Vaw, has sort of
Yeah.
created that holding bonus
Hmm.
tiles, especially holding the S.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
So
he doesn't actually have a bonus.
yeah, but he's got. Hmm.
But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
and yeah, Kevin's on 14
Scott
points
rather.
now.
Hmm. Yeah.
And yes, Jesse's best play looks to be Ska
Hmm.
underneath uh,
Right.
underneath
It
Gone.
scores 27.
scores well,
Yeah.
really nice leave.
Hmm.
Um,
Kind of
that's.
makes that double line hard.
Hmm.
So
You know, it, it's gonna
yep.
be. It's going to be a little
Hmm.
difficult. It might turn into something difficult to make
Yeah.
a bonus fit after ska, but
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So, but yeah, it's Jesse has tempo. It doesn't,
Hmm.
really matter that this early in the game, but he has tempo, and so he can be a bit patient.
Yep.
Any play that Kevin makes is going to open something up. It can't not, basically.
Hmm. Unless, but that's not an exchange rack.
Right. You wouldn't
Yeah.
expect
Yeah.
Kevin to have exchange rack after
Yeah.
gone.
Hmm. And yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesse
That's
goes for KAS.
that's cool.
Hmm.
That sets up two
Yeah.
completely separate places to play the mouse. The L column's a strong lane.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice, and that's not what Quackle likes, but that's actually
Oh
probably
wait,
a more
he's switching the A
dynamic,
to he's switching an A to the I.
even better.
Yeah, because that's two strong lanes.
Yep, strong.
Oh.
Yep, better leave. So it's
Mhm.
a better equity play, and
Mhm.
you know, increases the
Yeah.
value of the S.
Uh huh.
So
It did like Quackle did like ska underneath,
Quackle,
but
yeah.
I think this is fine.
So yep, yeah, that's a good board shaping play.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That does what Jesse wants to do, which is make sure
mhm.
that when he does draw a bonus, and he's going to soon with these leaves, it's going to
Yeah.
score as much as possible.
Yep. Uh, Jeez, Jesse Day, teach me how to draw, please. Yeah. So Kevin
So
does.
Jesse's up to 41 points with his
Yep.
play of KIS,
Mhm.
and Kevin is becalmed on 14 as
Mhm.
he ponders his
Yep.
next rack.
Kevin's usually pretty becalmed from what
Uh,
I've seen of him.
yeah, they're both pretty becalmed
Yeah.
people.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, I'm
So
wondering if Kevin, but I'm not seeing anything useful. But he does have the T to hook on KIS,
yeah, this is
but I'm not seeing anything useful with it.
it's another one of
It's
those
it's
racks where there's
it's
some synergy, and you'd
yeah.
think there should
Oh,
be something, but
yeah. I mean, there is,
there's not really.
there's. It's not great though.
There's some middling 20-something point
Yep.
plays,
Mhm.
and that's really
Meter
all there is.
term. Yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
nothing whiz bang. So it's
Mhm.
yeah, it's and the funny thing is that like there's a whole bunch of plays that are somewhat similar, and they both basically do the
Mhm.
same thing.
Mhm.
And as a player, you sit there and you're like, there should be something really
Yeah.
cool with this rack, but there actually isn't.
Yep.
So it's an
Well.
easy trap to fall into, to just sit there and you're going to spend 6 minutes trying to figure out, what's the best marginal play, when really
Mhm.
you're best just making something
Yeah.
and spending the time on a play where there is an actual big difference in
Yeah.
equity or position
Yeah.
to ponder.
Mhm. Yeah.
So hopefully Kevin goes through and makes a play
Yeah.
soon. Pretty much anything
Mhm.
hooking, any short word hooking kissed that
Yeah.
scores a bit is
And
going to be fine.
and yeah,
And
he's
yeah,
plating meter.
he plays meter, and
Mhm.
that's
And that's good.
yep, it's as good as anything.
Yep. So 22 brings Kevin to 36. And so
So Jesse is gonna
Anestra, Centera, Arsenal.
certainly find his he has his choice of bonuses here.
Uh-huh. Oh,
And
does yeah, he has Narases hooking gonks. I think that
yeah, the top play is a really stylish one. Um,
oh.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Oh wow.
he has Arsenal as a
He has-
5-tile
yeah.
underlap on row 13.
Yes.
So this certainly findable for Jesse.
Yeah.
It's one of those plays that you're glad you're making on the annotated board because you want to see, you want everyone to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but yeah, Jesse will take a moment and figure out what it is. And there,
Yep.
it goes down.
It's yep.
Goes down.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Shout out to his bud Austin. The scoring doesn't stop, and his scoring is not stopped for Arsenal here.
Yes.
So that
So-
puts Jesse up to 127 to Kevin's 36.
And I was gonna say, Kevin looks like he's got some scoring potential here.
Yeah, that's an
mean,
awkward combination, but you have some heavy tiles, so
Mhm.
some stuff can happen. And actually, there's one standout play, and hopefully Kevin will be able to find it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
it could be it could be a tricky play to find.
Yep.
But
it's
you know.
generally a tricky play to find, even if you have not a blank helping you out, or
Yes.
hurting you there.
so yeah, hopefully.
Mhm.
Hopefully Kevin can see this, and
Mhm.
somebody who's on this board at this stage of the tournament is certainly capable of finding the
Mhm.
play.
Yeah.
And that'll close the gap. Jesse will still be
Mhm.
Jesse will still be up 40-ish on turn, so up
Yeah.
a small bingo after if
Mhm.
Kevin finds
Yeah.
his play, which
Xylol.
Xylol through the blank L.
Yep.
That's so yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's in a way. Is he gonna find it? Is he gonna find it? I always find it's so much easier to see these plays when
Mhm.
you're watching from
yeah.
afar.
Oh yeah.
You always walk by someone's game and you're like, oh, there's that bingo, and I always want to stand up and stand about a meter off to the side and then play my racks like this because it always seems so much easier to play when you're
Mhm.
standing off to the side.
Mhm. Yeah. And yeah, this is it's just a general just generally hard spot,
Yep.
because and also I don't know if the junk's helping. I was gonna say I haven't noticed, and I didn't notice when I played him. Does Kevin kind of keep his tiles, as I noticed that he hasn't been shuffling? I don't know if he's much of a shuffler.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
any of the
Yeah.
it's pretty common among top players, and I know for myself I don't
Yep.
shuffle. It's you don't really shuffle much because it's
Yeah.
just you've trained your mind to do these things. So I do alphagram everything, and we notice that Kevin's not, but that's totally a personal preference. People process these things different ways.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't read into the
Yeah.
arrangement of
Yep.
Kevin's tiles.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
trying to read tea leaves, trying to figure out what he's going to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some players will separate tiles out,
Yeah.
or Nigel always lines them up in the order he's going to play with everything smushed together.
Yep.
So you can kind of think about what
Mhm.
people are considering. Their candidate plays based on that, but a lot of times it's
Yeah.
especially in a stage like this where
Mhm.
he's trying to figure out, okay, what's
Yeah.
the best place to put the X?
He's Klee. Well, that's not.
That's
I mean, it's not the star play, but that's a reasonable. It's a reasonable play.
yeah, that's
Yeah, but yeah, that's a tough spot.
a difficult miss, tough spot.
But still, it's 30 points.
Yeah, it's it
Brings
brings
him to
Kev.
66
brings
to get rid of the U.
Yeah, the
And is
problem is there's not really many other good spots for the X on this
Yeah.
board. It's not a friendly board for the X. So
He does.
in a static leave sense, the X is a very good tile,
Yeah.
but it's also very board dependent.
Yeah.
If in a
mean, he
board like
does-
this, there's the X
But
isn't
it's
as good
not-
as it
it's not.
normally would
I
be.
mean, it's not going very, but he can make a play making walks on the next turn or max. So I mean, it does have places to play, but it's not going to be that productive.
Yeah, it's it'll score 30 when
Yep.
it's not going to score 40 or
Yeah.
50.
Yeah. And
It'd be an interesting kind of gambit to try and make max on the bottom holding an
Yeah.
eye. It seems
yeah,
a bit too cheeky to try right now.
yeah,
But
it's not.
it's a fun thought.
Mhm.
As the tiles fell, Jesse's got extra consonants, so the right setup on row 14 might actually work, but it's not actually a
Yeah.
thing that you'd want to do.
And
Quackle has a cool suggestion for Jesse.
yeah,
Playing at H14 across cam underneath, and making ma and
yeah, and just
and,
to set that H up.
to set up the hold the H and set it up with the T on it. So any vowel draw, both, bath, anything like that will be a big score next turn. And it's worth doing even with the other H in the bag, because after you're not expecting an H after Cully in Kevin's leave. He may have just drawn it, of course, but that's a reasonable risk to take. So definitely playing Cam over Cham, and it's by far on the sim it wins by far, and so that's a crafty play to make.
Jesse's gone for Cham. It looks like he's gone for Cham.
Yeah,
I mean,
which
it's I mean
safe.
it's safe. There's right. It's what are the chances that Kevin has the other H, and then what can he do with it? Because there's there needs to be some more tiles for him. I mean, obviously it is a cheap 37 points, even if he just has one vowel in the H.
So So yeah, Jesse opting with the, I guess, more conservative play that brings him up to 160, to Kevin's 66, and.
I wonder if Kevin would put him on the other H after that.
Yeah, you have the comment in the room here. I wonder if Kevin would think that he has the other H setting that up, but actually I would probably just play Cam holding both H's, because even like HAH is going to be a really nice score next turn. So there's not any reason to undouble the H's or SHH. Right? Even quieter.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's this rack is playable for Kevin. He's got stuff.
It could.
The top candidates are: do you play off the X? You can play off the X. Play ILX and walks, or you can play OR underneath Cham. And that'll score reasonably. You take a few points and then deal with the X next turn. Maybe there's some universe in which Jesse opens an X spot. It seems unlikely given the structure of the board right now, but either that walks spot should be open next turn, or Jesse, if he hits a bonus or makes a play under there, he should be able to underlap it again on row 11.
Yep. Neither of their racks look particularly conducive to score. And we just have a result that Nigel Richards has won his semifinal 3-0 over Brett Smitheram, winning the last game 4-5-7 to 3-8-6.
Yep. So commiserations to Brett, who
Who said that
Yeah.
he was going to win this 3-0.
He put up a good fight, as he does every time out.
Mm-hmm.
He is definitely one of the best players in the world, and these playoffs are cruel because over the space of 3 or 5 games, anything can happen. We watched in the first match of the semifinal when Brett made a perfectly reasonable play, clean up his rack, score well, put an H in the triple lane, and then Nigel just picked up his rack and whacked Brett upside the head with a 167-point hushedly. And Brett had the little stars and birdies swirling around his head.
Yeah.
So anyway, Kevin has played Ox. And which brings him up to 92. Ilex was a little more dangerous because it does set up the S hook in that E column double lane, but it undoubled the I's, so it had pluses and minuses. Kevin's one bingo down, not
not a time to necessarily panic.
It's early in the game and not incredibly behind, so it's reasonable to take a more conservative stance.
Yeah. So what do you see Jesse doing here? Because this is not this does not look like a great rack to. Ooh.
Yeah.
Toxoid.
That's
nice.
That's Quackle's.
That's a good play.
That's Quackle's choice, and it
Yeah.
is a very pretty play.
Yeah.
Top scoring play. It keeps the B, which isn't the best thing in the rack, but it's you're not going to get a stellar leave out of that. Even DET isn't that great. Yeah. Take the points, and it obviously blocks gunks, but it sets up Toxoid. Toxoid takes an S, right? I don't know anything. That's why I'm sitting here rather than playing out there.
Okay.
So Jesse's up to 180 now with that 20-point play. And again, Kevin with these racks that look, they make 8s. They look like they should do something, but
not doing much of anything.
It's
here.
actually not. It's actually not really going to help, that's a reason to just take points and move on with this. So yeah, that's reasonable. Keep the score ticking over. On the exchange of turns, Kevin picks up a couple points with 27. He's up to 119.
Yeah, and Jesse's got UB lined up. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Oh, well. Kevin is picking up sticks.
Yep. This is supposed to be Scrabble, not pickup sticks.
Not 5, 6 pickup sticks, but 4 of them isn't much better.
Yep. So Jesse is playing,
Ooh.
Sub.
That's a fun play.
That's cheeky.
And Jesse's sitting on sitting on a good bingo size lead here.
He just played sub for 15. Yeah. And there's just not a lot of there's not a lot to do on this board.
Yeah, and now really there is literally one place to play on the board, and that is under Toxoid. So Kevin could be in real trouble here, especially since he has to exchange all the I's. And
he's left out ITE.
Yeah, so
and Jesse has he's got an unplayable Oriads here.
So Jesse's up to 195 after sub. Kevin remains on 119 after his necessary exchange. I can't even think about what you would play from that rack with all those I's. Like, your legal plays are limited to TI and TIE.
Yeah. So
Um,
is Jesse just gonna? Let's see.
and so yeah, Jesse makes
Yeah.
any
he's
sort
gonna
of play here under Toxoid, and then it's just
Well,
going to be a game of cat
well,
and mouse.
no, so he's playing deal, and I can see.
So yeah, deal. That
Yeah,
scores. That's
it
top
scores.
Score. That top scores definitely.
And I can understand also not wanting to play to the T to open something up.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, we were looking at
Yeah.
possibly a play of Deco through the C,
Mm-hmm.
which would have put Kevin in ridiculous. He would literally have to make a play down F column,
Mm-hmm.
which then Jesse could block, and they'd just be playing cat and mouse all day, being chased across the board. It's still,
Mm-hmm. Well,
so now
just
there's a bonus lane open,
yeah, but and
which.
yeah.
So Kevin
So
plays
Kevin
Dev
plays
and now
Dev.
opens 2 bonus lanes open, and so we're not going to
Yeah.
get that kind of game
Yeah.
where there's like
Well,
nothing happening,
Jesse has erosive.
right? So Jesse's currently on 2-2-2, and Kevin on 1-2-7, and Jesse on turn with a bonus that plays. It throws the E in the triple lane.
Yeah.
or
or he can overside, but
to the
through the D he has overside. And
Yeah,
he has erosive.
which actually I would play the more make the
Overside triples the V.
yeah. So
they're both 72.
Same
yeah,
score
I
for
guess.
both. Just depends what you want to put in the triple lane.
Well, overside also does open up the right side of the board more because you have that hook from the E, or now you have a triple line down to the E, so you can develop the top a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's going overside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it forks the
Yeah.
board.
Yeah. Yeah, overside forks the board, and so it's much less defensive. It starts to develop the upper right quadrant. Obviously there's floaters on the left side, but we kind of know if Jesse were going to play that sort of game, he would have played Deco the last turn instead of Deal. So he's not looking to play that sort of grinded out, a game of attrition.
So
that I would.
Yeah.
That I would,
So
prefer, but
Kevin has a let, but he also has, he's got laterite.
Yeah, laterite.
And laterite
Or
is
literate.
interesting.
So Jesse's on 294 after his bonus.
Yeah, or he's got
Kevin's on
etiolate as
127.
well, and he's going for etiolate.
Etiolate, yeah. With Kevin being behind by so much, making one of the plays laterite or literate that would then open up a front hook on the triple is probably worth passing up the points. You want to just blow everything open and because really you want your hit to hit 2 bonuses in a row, and you want to make sure that they fit on the board.
Yeah.
So if you can put put a hook and give a spot for a 7 where there wasn't one, and a T-late also blocks that row 11 lane under a Toxoid. So, it's positionally it's significantly worse, but it does pick up an extra 11 points or so right now, and that's not nothing. So Kevin is up to 204. He trails by exactly 90 points. With Jesse on turn, holding the Z, and Jesse has also picked up sticks himself.
I think those are the sticks that Kevin threw back.
Yeah, it's funny because people talk about drawing poorly, right? And it's like, do I draw from a different part of the bag? All these ridiculous things. But actually, after an exchange, it's actually good to remember that your opponent just put terrible tiles on the top of the pile.
Yes.
Right? So you actually have to remember to choose from a different part of the bag or to shuffle the tiles before you draw again, or you're just going to pick, whatever terrible stuff got thrown away.
Yeah.
And that's where, drawing technique that people talk about, it
Yeah.
actually comes into play.
Oh.
Remember.
Right? I believe Jesse's just setting a petiolate and pause here.
That's...
I mean, it's a good score.
It's a good score. It keeps the
Keeps the 3 eyes.
You're almost
yeah, because I mean, he's gonna go Zori. Looks like he's gonna go Zori.
Yeah.
Which I think also
that's what you have to do. You can't.
Yeah,
you
you
can't
can't
keep the 3 eyes.
Yeah.
It's, you score more this turn, but you're actually just delaying when you need to exchange. And this, if you play an eye, you should be able to work through it.
Yeah.
PIIS is reasonable.
Yep.
Plus, you also still have the P for the hook. So
Right. Yeah.
that's a reasonable play.
Yeah,
it's a bit, that position's a bit frustrating because you want to deal with that B column, that B10 square, but there's actually nothing you can do about it given what Jesse held. You do the best you can, and Jesse's on 320 now, up 116 points.
Yep. And Kevin's got Boogie.
Do you want to talk on the stream for a bit, or do you want to? All right.
All right, we're gonna have a special guest for a moment. Brett Smitheram has come in here, fresh off his epic battle with Nigel, which ended. Unepically, he says. So I'll put Brett on, and we'll hear directly from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Yep. And just as Brett's getting his headset on, Kevin's played Boogie, opening up the top, 33 points. Seems pretty good.
Let's get down and boogie. Hello, everyone. Well, I'm here having taught Nigel a thing or two about endgames and how to not block 9-timers. Sounds like it's been a bit of a rock and roll time for these two. I hear it was a good game last time.
Yeah, and it's been interesting. So yeah, Kevin is on 237 to Jesse's 320. Jesse's got what's he swipe? Wispy.
Swipey is EY, I think. He's got. I don't know if anyone's mentioned it, but he's got the petiolate hook.
Yeah. It's with this rack. I don't know if there's that much that he can do with it and not leave something that's kind of cruddy.
So how many are in the bag? Do you know?
Yep.
21.
Yep.
Okay.
And so.
Interesting. So you might be thinking about just playing Yip or something down the side of Boogie. I mean, when you're this far ahead.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, because it definitely takes.
I mean, the board's basically it's basically dead. I mean, once you play that, you've got the bottom left quadrant to worry about, and
not much else.
You have the power tile.
Yep.
Plus the added benefit of Yip is you've got one of the E's to go on the end.
Well, notice that on the last move, Jesse lined up pause with his 3 eyes and S, and then immediately played Zori. So he's taking a page out of the Brett Smitheram fake outs. But yeah, Yip looks pretty good.
I wonder how many 7-letter front extensions there are for meter.
Let's check.
What's he going to play? Oh, he's playing Yowie. Interesting.
Oh.
What's
13?
That's a weird move.
I feel that is going to give Kevin perhaps a couple more spots and opportunities to bonus later.
I mean, Quackle suggesting Yip is about 98% win, I think. Swipey actually in etiolates.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so...
danger here is that he's just given Kevin a big score across
Yeah.
the top right, and thereby opening up the right-hand side of the
Yeah.
board. Which when 96 up, I mean,
Yeah.
he should play death.
Yep, that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's, I mean, that to me seems like a bit of a careless play, really. I mean, it's
Yeah.
33s, but Kevin's back to within 50, is he? Oh, no.
Yeah.
So the scores are 3-3-3 to Jesse,
Yeah.
and
And it's
270 now to
70.
Kevin.
But still, that's an uncomfortable distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a challenge
Oh,
of
it's
dearth.
challenge
So Kevin's now
two-
going to be on
Yeah,
275.
so Kevin's 275.
Well.
Interesting.
Mhm.
The blank still unseen.
Yeah.
And some good vowels to go with that LR
Mhm.
keep. The A's, 2 I's.
Mhm.
Except of course we know that one of the A's and one of the I's is on Jesse's rack.
Yep.
I mean, Jesse has got. What's he going to do? Just chin, maybe? So
Chin. He does have. I was going to say Paps to the S for a score.
is he going to pick out the blank? Oh, no,
No,
but he
he's
has got
picked out
lantern.
lantern.
And it does play. And I
Yep.
think it's unlikely that Jesse's going to block it as well. This could be a costly turnaround if
Yeah.
Jesse plays off chin, which I would
Mhm.
expect.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe he would play it making a gone.
That's possible. Yeah. But that's still not going to block lantern.
No, of course, no, absolutely not. And it shouldn't, and it won't block internal either off the eye of boogie.
Mhm.
So Kevin's going to bonus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Chris Lipe is just in the off the side saying his chances to close the board down failed.
Yep. So 26. Puts him on.
Oh, actually, Kevin has got a really nice play here of GERL. Colin, is that not good?
Kevin's going for lantern.
I saw the sign. Oh, here we go. So he's going to play lantern, and Jesse's going to play farn maybe down the side.
Yes. Oh. Yeah.
But Jesse's fallen behind. Oh no, he's not. So
He's
Jesse's
not quite yet.
359.
Yeah,
Kevin.
Jesse's 359.
Kevin
Kevin's
351.
351.
But there are 2. So Kevin's going to leave 2 in the bag.
Mhm. Ooh.
Blank still out. So Kevin will probably get the blank.
Mhm.
Kevin's going to have a really strong rack here, but he's going to be chasing Jesse.
Mhm.
But if Jesse plays farn, there is a chance he's going to not be able to go out in 2. So this could be very exciting. Well, a needlessly, dare I say, exciting
Yeah.
finish.
UL.
It's going to have full. Yeah, he's going to have full. Is he going to have the blank? Come on,
Fug.
Kevin.
Jug full.
Jug full, and he's
juke.
left the blank in the bag.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
so we know that there's I blank in the bag. Wow.
Yeah. And so
So
Jesse's gonna have his
that's-
out.
That's game
And he's
over.
gonna survive.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's 46. That takes Jesse up to 405 to Kevin's 351.
Mhm.
Jesse has dodged a bullet.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Jesse might have just been like, wow.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're going to have, from London, Nigel Richards against Jesse Day. Jesse actually, well, barring any last-minute conniptions of any sort. Yep. Yes, if somebody goes, actually, can girl play from this remaining?
No, sadly not. No.
Yeah, so first time we're going to have an American in the World Finals since 2014. Yeah.
So I think Kevin here, he has to play as if Jesse's going to make a massive mistake. It does happen.
Yeah.
So
And he,
yeah, okay.
what can he do to set up the J here for a huge score?
Does he need to? I mean, if his
Yeah.
opponent plays a phony, can he go out
Oh.
and 2 and score enough?
Uh-huh.
So 16, 3, 8, 9. He's going to score 38 in 2 moves. He can go out. He can play Goji.
Yeah.
And Goji and something. Oh, actually, yeah, Goji and. Oh dear. Goji Deg. Yeah. Oh, Goji full, yes.
Goji full.
Goji full. That's a Goji full move. Guijibo.
No. Something involving Zoe, maybe.
You could play Goji onto the T of Toxoid, which sets up Golf as an outplay, which would score enough to win on countback.
Yeah, in a position like this, you have to set up a sequence that if your opponent plays a phony, you have a shot.
Absolutely. Chris Lipe just saying off mic that in this situation you've got to set up a position that if your opponent plays a phony, you win. You might as well go for a 100-point loss as opposed to chasing a 1-point win. I mean, look at me. I've had 3 300-point losses in this tournament. I've been chasing wins like mad. Oh, and as one of my compatriots from London, Vince Boyle, keeps telling me that I'm a massive advocate for opening up 9-timers and not worrying. I will still continue to do that, admittedly, a bit more hushedly than I did before. But that doesn't change the principle, ladies and gentlemen.
But he's
that's fine.
Yeah.
And
he scores
35, and then he's got he's got a couple of outs.
So 35. So he's at 386.
It's the right play.
So what's?
It's gonna play Pips.
Pepsis. Yeah. But I think that's going to be challenged.
Can you make it a D? No.
No. Yeah. And Kevin has challenged.
Yeah, he's got to challenge that, hasn't he?
So it's plus. Wait, where did? So the final score is 451 to 386.
Yeah. So we have our second finalist in the form of Jesse Day. So
yeah. So that was an interesting start, and Jesse had the opportunity to control the game and managed to
escape.
Yeah.
He escaped from a trap of his own making.
Yep.
Well, it's good to see that Kevin McMahon got this far. I think Kevin's been a player of very high potential for a very long time, and never got
quality, and
exactly
hasn't had. I mean, it was a great performance by him that he was chasing Nigel for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. We have
yeah.
We've got Nigel's personal trainer there in the background. She's just taking swabs of the opponent's DNA to feed into Nigel's analysis machine overnight. I've realised actually what I failed to do in my final games was I've left my beard underneath Kevin's chair. So I really should have brought it with me. But there is the secret. And I gave Nigel.
I thought you left it at the pub a couple of days ago.
No, I made one out of paper this time, and
Mm-hmm.
Nigel seemed to appreciate it.
Yeah.
But for now, ladies and gentlemen, the finalists and the team are heading up to London for the expo that's going to be put on by Mattel tomorrow. I will be prancing around in front of the press and hopefully doing some presentation stuff. And we'll have a team there to continue the live stream commentary of the best of 5 final between Jesse Day from the US versus Nigel, the luck bag, Richards. God bless his soul.
He doesn't get the title of Luckbox Extraordinaire now. He doesn't inherit that from me.
We're looking forward to it. It should be a fantastic final.
Should be,
I think,
and Jesse beat Nigel twice in the prelims, so he's certainly capable of winning this. And certainly I know there are a lot of people in the US and Canada who are hoping for it. So should be an interesting, well, of course, it's the final. Should be an interesting match.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We will see you all tomorrow. The conclusion of the final fling is happening as we speak. So we should also have a confirmation as to who's won that. But thank you very much. And we will see you and talk to you all tomorrow.